Hola, ¿qué tal, gente brava? We are back with our boys of Santos Bravos. I know they just did a Christmas special, which obviously I wasn't expecting, but you know, I feel like literally I just complained about not having enough content, and then they're like, here, happy. So we're gonna be taking a look at their Christmas special that they did with the Canal de las Estrellas, Una Navidad Brava, which fits. But I did watch it. I already watched like two of the performances they did. I didn't watch the last one because I wanted to save it for this, so it's like a brand new reaction. But I did have notes that I wanted to mention about the two that I did watch. What I did like about their talking segments is we got to see a lot of their personalities come through. But what I am noticing a lot, I don't know if I've missed it, so if I did, tell me, let me know, you guys. But I don't know if like the official positions have been announced other than, you know, Kawai main vocalist. A lot of the other ones we kind of assume it's kind of like obvious, like, you know, Gabi is the visuals, Kenneth is the matinee, Alice the all-rounder, Drew is the main dancer. But I feel like Kawa has been taking a lot of the lead in answering interviews, like in during promotion, you know, when they're at events or anything like that. He's the one that's the most talkative, which it's kind of I don't want to say surprising because it fits his personality. He looks like he's a very outgoing person, but Spanish is not his main language. His main language is Portuguese. So the fact that he's taking the lead in a lot of the interviews when he's speaking in Spanish, that's like amazing. I am noticing that Alejandro is a little bit more reserved and kind of like just follows the lead that from the other members, just like feeds off of them. Drew is definitely quieter, and but he does, like, you know, have his moments when he talks. But I feel like Alejandro, I don't know why I thought he was a little bit more of a extrovert, and but he seems very introverted to me, which is interesting. I do also love that it's becoming very apparent that they're marketing this group as a like multi-language group, not just Spanish, but Portuguese and English, because they're not forcing Drew to speak in Spanish when he's asked questions. They're letting him speak in English. So that's like, obviously it's very smart because they want to keep that American market from the United States. So since he's from the United States, like, keep that identity as well. Obviously he said he wants to represent a lot of the people that were born in the States that didn't get to learn their native language. So obviously, but I do like that he tries to speak Spanish, but they let him answer in English also. But obviously with the Portuguese release of 0%, maybe it's a hint that in the future we're gonna get music in both languages, like as a standard, which is exciting because obviously that's very smart for them to not forget about the huge market that they have in Latin America, you know, like keeping up to it. I also liked, obviously we got to know a little bit more about them because they played like who is most likely to, and just like their camaraderie. But one thing that I did like, I forget what the question was about, but one comment that I think it was Kawe that said it, which I completely agree, and comes from me that listens to like a lot of Korean artists, not just like K-pop, but like hip-hop and K-R&B. They were asked about like obviously making the 0% in Portuguese, and it's something that I feel like not a lot of people realize. But he said that obviously it's his native tongue, but he's also saying, he said that music is universal. So I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Music is universal, so you don't necessarily have to speak the language to understand what you're hearing. And I don't mean that as like an understanding like the words, being able to know what they mean, but understanding the concept, the feeling that it's giving you, you know? Like, you don't have to know the language to enjoy the music. You can enjoy the music by, if you're feeling the rhythm, if you're feeling the vibe, that's their job as vocalists, to emote a feeling to you, like to make you understand what the song is about without explicitly telling you. Obviously the lyrics are there for you to listen to the lyrics and understand the storyline, but also if they're really singing and emoting with their vocals, they're selling you the vibe of that song and they're making you feel something. If like a musician doesn't make you feel anything, then maybe that's either not the music for you, or maybe the musician is not doing their job. So I love the fact that Kawa said that. I was like, yes, like thank you for saying that, because a lot of, if you guys that listen to Korean music or like any other language, you get that stigma a lot. Like, how can you listen to that music if you don't know what they're saying? You don't always need to know what they're saying to vibe to a song and to relate to a song. But also, Google is free. You know, there's a lot of artists or a lot of like fans that will translate the lyrics for free. Like right when the music drops, they'll translate the music for free. It's not that hard to find the translation if you really need to know what the lyrics are saying, because half of the time, even in English or in Spanish, like if you are a Spanish speaker or an English speaker, the song is in English and you're just singing along and you're like, do you know what you're saying? Like, have you listened to the lyrics, like actually paid attention what you're talking about, and do you vibe with that message? So I feel like that if you ever get hit with that comment, by, it would probably be like somebody that's kind of trying to like put down your taste, you know, just respond with that. Like, your music is universal. Like, you don't have to understand the language to understand what the song is trying to tell you. But also, Google is free. It's not that hard to look up lyrics if you really want to know what they're saying, which sometimes half of the time ends up being like more amazing than what you thought of. But anyways, I just wanted to comment on that really quick before getting to our watch along, or a little reaction of the performances that the boys did on the special. So without further ado, hair in my mouth, we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Okay, let's go. I love their outfits. I want to comment on their outfits first. I love how they're keeping their style. Like, Drew still has this very, actually, let's what is this quality? Come on now. Obviously Gabby with like the very preppy-ish look. The same with Kenneth, but Kenneth is like just a little bit more youthful. Gawe, you know, with like the baggy fit, like a little bit more urban, and same with Drew, because I feel like it fits his style as a dancer. And then our boy Alejandro over here, I don't know about you guys, but I felt like this outfit was like a little tight on him. He like didn't look like he could really sit down comfortably with those jeans. And even like the shirt, that it was like so snugly tucked in, I feel like he wasn't as comfortable as the other members. But yeah, I mean, I love the styling, the uniformity with like the black and white, you know, like the two members having the black tees, but everybody else having like white outfits, different variation of jackets and tops. It let them have their own styles, but they were still like a cohesive unit. Another thing that I noticed when I was listening to it, I don't know if it was the audio engineering, but they were singing live, obviously, but the way that the audio was mixed, it made it, if you didn't know they were singing live, you wouldn't think it was live. You would think it's the backtrack, because it sounds so similar to the original recording. But you know, like, a lot of Hive artists are known for swallowing CDs and it's sounding exactly the same as the recordings. But they are, one thing you guys have noticed probably, and I'll mention, is that they do key changes to show like I'm singing live. But because like Gabby sounds just like the CD, but you could tell because of like the certain like sounds that come off in the microphone catches, you could tell that it's live. Like here, Kenneth changed it. Instead of en el camión con tu canción, he like con tu canción and repeat. It's like, I'm live, yo. This mic is on. Yo también, Ale. Que esto no es vida. And I love the choreo. And I love how they learned like to do the choreography with the mic. Donde quiero estar. I love that haircut on him. The runs. Okay, I have goosebumps. You guys can't see, but like literally, I'm getting goosebumps even in my face. When I saw this performance and I heard Kenneth doing the backup vocals, I was like, boy is working. He was working those background vocals, like the way he was harmonizing with whoever's lyric it was. Like he's doing it with Gabi, he did it with Kawe, like hitting that same lyric like at a different level and like just being like the background vocal. Like this kid, he's proving that he earned his spot there. Obviously, you know, he came in super talented, and like Jessica said, there was like never any notes about him. He never complained. He always showed up and did like everything. I know that I had previously said that I was concerned about his age, but talent wise, I had like no questions about whether he deserved to be here. And right now he's like showing them, like showing everybody, like, this is why I'm here. Like he sounds so good, like doing the backups for like all the different members. He gives it a little extra flavor. No pasa nada. Donde quiero estar. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Esta noche. I love the pitch he's doing it in, like the higher register. And the harmonies, even though it's like the backtrack. Go, Kawe. Ah, Kawe. Like, you guys, I swear, I feel like they heard me. Like, how are you like listening to me? I had said that like the obviously the audio, like the recording version was kind of getting like, we needed a little stagnant, but I love that now they're doing more like appearances. They're showing us that they can do little changes, like key changes and like arrangements of the song that are very subtle, but they give it like a fresh feeling. Because I'm obsessed with Kenneth's backup vocals, and I love how they added the little higher register for Kawe's, like donde quiero estar, but like obviously a higher pitch to showcase his vocals as well. Like those little note changes just give the whole song like a refresher. Like I wish this version was on streaming platforms, because I feel like it would get a lot of streams, because it's just like literally like my favorite part is Kenneth's backup vocals. I feel like I don't want to say outshone, but I was listening to those more than the main vocals. So I mean, I love this performance. So good. It's so good, you guys. But anyways, we're gonna go skip a little bit to the second performance they did. The last two songs they did were like Christmas songs, which obviously, you know, we should have expected because it's a Christmas special. Let's rewind it back a little.
Yo también lo siento, yo también lo siento. Lo siento, yo también lo siento. Por supuesto. Lo siento aquí.
And the way they just like,
Yo lo siento como en el
Sí, sí.
Yes.
they chat with each other.
Podría ser algo como que una noche tranquila, ¿no? Una noche de paz. Sí, una noche de paz.
Like, we know this is rehearsed, it's like a little cheesy, but I love it. They're so cute. Drew always has this like little like innocent face going on, like very sweet.
Noche de paz, noche de amor, todo duerme derredor.
He has such clean vocals. I don't want to like keep saying this, but like I'm so impressed by the fact that he's not a native Spanish speaker, and also he wasn't a singer. And look at him now, like his vocals are so clear and crisp, and like in his specific note that fits his vocal tone, because literally that's, like I mentioned before, he's very soft spoken, so even like he sings very like soft spoken, but it's like very soothing sound, like it matches his look, his vibe, because like I said, he looks like very sweet and he sings very sweet.
Entre los astros que esparcen su luz, viene a
And Kenneth also has like, obviously because he's younger, a very youthful sound.
brilla la estrella de paz, brilla la estrella de paz.
Oh, he's so cute. And like Gavi, he also has this very I want to say he's also like a soothing sounding vocal, but it's like breathy, because that's how he speaks even when he speaks. But even though it's like sweet and breathy, it sounds like a little bit more mature, which gives it like a little mix, like contrast from Drew's vocals. It's like a little bit like his sounds like a little bit more mature, even though Drew is the oldest. Gavi's vocals sound like a little bit more mature, a little bit more like I want to say like a little bit more kind of like a little bit more brava, if you guys get my vibe. Because even like he's got this very mischievous look about him. Like, look at that boy. Look at that boy. Shakiro.
Noche de paz, noche de amor, todo es brillo y resplandor.
And I love the way that Alejandro, I said Alex because I abbreviate Alejandro, but I should call him Ale. I love the way that Ale adds this little whine to his vocals. When he said, what's his line? He adds like a little whine at the end, which gives it like a little bit of like a little bit more feeling. So even that differentiates him from the other members, because he's very kind of like, his vocals, I guess I want to sound, he has got romantic vocals. He's got like a romantic voice. The way he sings, his style, like you could tell he's giving it coming from his heart, like from deep inside him. So him adding that little, like that grittiness, that little whine, it just adds like more of that romantic feeling to it. Even though it's not a romantic song, but it's just like how his voice sounds.
Solo verán en la oscuridad.
So clean. And sorry if you guys like hear the sirens, the popo's outside. Sorry about that. I had to pause it because the sirens were not stopped. They were never ending. But anyways, Kawe has a very R&B vocals. He has R&B vocals. He has an R&B voice, which you could hear in the color of his, when he sings. You could hear that color in his vocals. He's very R&B. So I like that there's like so many different flavors within the group. Each one has their own vocal color, and like together they sound beautiful. The way he goes into the airy, to the high register, and the way he can just travel between the notes. Brilla la estrella. Like, okay, we're back. Hopefully that was it. Just so you guys know, it's currently raining here in California, and people don't know how to drive in the rain here. Here in America, people don't know how, especially here in California, people don't know how to drive in the rain, especially when it's just a drizzle. So that's probably why we're getting so many sirens. But anyways, what was I saying? Yes, I love how there's like the way Kawe can travel between the notes, like his higher register to his lower register. And on top of that, add the fact that he's doing like, he's adding like the little note inflections and like a little bit of, I don't want to say runs, but like a little bit of bravado that shows how much he has control of his vocals and how much he's mastered his vocals, because he just like flows through the scale so easily. And this is exactly like what I said. He doesn't need to sing super loud and like kind of scream at us to showcase that he has like a vocal range, like a high, like a big, very wide vocal range. The harmonies. Oh. Oof, those ad-libs. Kawe. Oh, I hold those notes, boys. Oh, harmonies. They did so good in those harmonies, and like towards the end when it's like brilla la estrella de paz, it felt like very like soothing, you know. Obviously it's like a very mellow Christmas song, but it just like their vocals sounded so soothing, and they like none of them overdid it to outsing each other, but yet they each one shone in their own space because they were doing like different notes. So the arrangement that they were given and obviously practiced, everyone hitting the different notes, they harmonized so well together. It sounded like very beautiful, like very soothing to the ears, even though we had Gabi over here doing like the super high register, and like Gabi doing the lower register, and everybody else like meeting them in the middle to unite them. It sounded so pretty. So that was the second. Look at that boy Alejandro showing half his chest, sir. But that was the second song, Christmas song, and then they ended with another Christmas song. Let me go back a little bit, just in case.
Navidad, por favor, adelante con esta siguiente canción. ¿Cuál es?
Vamos a darle. Santa la noche, más.
Santa la noche.
Venga.
Estoy lista.
Like the camera angles.
Oh, noche santa de estrella y amor.
And if you guys notice, Kenneth still has, obviously because his vocals are changing, but he has this kind of like hoarse, sounds like a little hoarse at times when he sings, but it just gives it like a little like it adds like a special color to obviously his vocals that are already clean and like he can hit all the notes, but that little bit of like hoarseness makes it unique. R&B Kawe. Our crooner. And just the way he sings that, like, like very like very gentle. Like, see the way you can like, the way you can, what am I trying to say? The delivery of the lyrics, you can change the delivery and it gives it like a different vibe. So it's like the way he's saying it right there, he makes it sounds very like something gentle. And again, that Dios, that little whine. That lower register. Those, oh my god, the harmonies. Go, Ale. It made me cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. If anybody had a doubt about these boys being vocalists, okay, round 3. If anybody had a doubt about these boys being vocalists and just serving their spots, this performance right here solidified it and should like shut their mouths. Like, obviously some people think that 0% is very just like, oh yeah, it's very poppy, and it's like, you know, obviously the studio version has autotune on it, like we mentioned, to like correct whatever. But within 2 months, it's been 2 months and they're already sounding like this. Like the harmonization between all of them, each one being able to stay within their assigned key. We had like, I didn't even know what to pay attention to, because we had Alejandro, our crooner, you know, giving it his all. You could see it in his facial expressions. The same with Kenneth, and Gabi rounding out that lower register. Drew with his very like sweet angelic voice, and then you had like Kawe in the background with like those high octaves. They didn't sound like screeching, because even though he was hitting those high notes, he was doing it in such a controlled way and like keeping control of his volume, so he wasn't outshining the rest of the members, but you could still hear his higher register vocals rounding out all the other 4. So literally these boys could be like a quintet and then just do doo-wop and they would be a hit. Like, I love this performance that is just showcasing their vocals, because it was literally like very minimalistic music, and it was just about their vocals. It was just about their voices shining. And like the fact that I'm getting emotional again, the fact that literally it's been almost 3 months, because it's obviously they debuted October, so it's like late December. But from when the show started, I already forgot when did the series start airing, to obviously we saw what was aired months after when the initial training started. But let's say like they had, from when they started as a group, let's say it's been 9 months. But from when they were announced It's been 3 months. So from when they were announced, we knew what they were at vocally already. To seeing them now, like how much they have improved. Obviously, we have the three that were very stable with their vocals, Kawe, Kenneth, and Alejandro, you know. But also Gabby, like he really improved with his vocals, and they're like, you're gonna be our baritone. And his vocals sound so good, like mixed next to Kawe's high falsettos. And then Drew's, his vocals are like so sweet and soothing and calming, but literally this performance, when the special aired, as soon as this song started and as soon as they went into the harmonies, I was like, nope, I'm gonna watch this live to react for my fellow bravitos, bravitas, you know, todos los que solitos nos reímos. I was like, I need to capture this like as a brand new, fresh seeing it for the first time reaction, because I knew it was gonna be amazing. But anyways, what did you guys think of the performances? Also of like the little segments where they're talking, we got to know each other a little bit more about them. Like, what were your favorite? I feel like I loved every single performance, you know? I love the new arrangement that they did for 0%. Like, Kenneth and those backup, like, supporting vocals. Boy was like, rent was due, but he sounded so good. Like, I was obsessed just with his vocals, like, listening for his specific notes, the way he was adding, like, layering on to the other members. But this last song, oh my gosh, so good. I could listen to those harmonies like over and over again. So it makes me even more excited for what they're going to be bringing us in January, which is like only, well, if we're going by the date they said, it's in like about 3 weeks, 4 weeks-ish, 3 weeks. So I'm excited for what's to come. Let's see what other surprise stuff they drop on us, because it looks like they've been filming a lot of content. They've been very busy. I know I still have to react to that Halloween special that they did. And then if anybody has any links, even if it's like fan cams to the Radio Disney appearance, please let me know. Link it in the comments. But let me know what you guys thought of the performances. What were your favorite parts of the performance? Like anything interesting that you learned from the little talking segments. And as always, I will see you guys next time.